make money in a good, sustainable way that doesn't cause harm to people, others, by bringing some value to society. I don't know, find your own way. So myself, the money that I have is the money that people offer me. When people come to meet me, mostly in Ladakh, they come, they ask me to do some prayers, and they give me the money, and of course I do the prayers. Otherwise, I will get kor, black money. That people is very bad. So sometimes they ask me to perform a puja, or when somebody passes away, or whatever it is. I do my duty from the bottom of my heart, because when they offer the money, they don't offer it like this. They offer it like this, clenched, full of their hopes, their wishes, their prayers, and you can see the imprint of their hands, on the money which they've earned so diligently, and they offer it to me and say, "Rinpoche, please pray for me, pray for this." And I can see the significance. So that's that's how I make my money, for example, what people offer me. That's all. I don't have a business, I don't have a big company, I don't have a big hotel somewhere, or some big chita in America or Taiwan or Vietnam. I think Vietnam is very popular these days. No, but I know that without money, you cannot build Gompa, you cannot build a monastery, and you cannot build money with 100 rupees, 50 rupees, no. You need a lot of money. So money is important, but I don't know, man, I'm not a very money-minded person. I had a lot of money at one point when I was in Europe. I had nice cars, I had Gucci Armani, I had diamond studs, I looked like Ronaldo. I looked like like an egg version of Ronaldo, a small, round one. But money really didn't bring me happiness. Seriously, I lived in 5-star hotels. I was in Ritz, Barcelona, 2012, New Year party, yay! 2 nights, I think 15 lakhs I spent. It was stupid, man, and I wasted so much money. I tried to find happiness in money and all these nice things, but trust me, they didn't bring me happiness. But without money, will I be able to live, survive, do things that I like? No, money is important, but it should not be your ultimate goal or your, it should not be your most important, objective. Yeah, but money is important.
Just Philip from Nepal. And just now, Rinpoche had mentioned that Rinpoche was educated in both monastery and in Europe, and then from the experience of Rinpoche, I just would like to ask one question. The question is, in today's 21st century, from the materialistic world, and with Buddhism, we strongly focus on the continent, like the less.
Hello.
The less we desire, the more we live happy. So this is the very core teaching from Buddhism.
Maybe change the mic? Use the mic, eh?
Hello.
Okay, sorry, I'm again going to ask this question clearly. In today's materialistic world, and then so in Buddhism we say that the less we desire, the more happy we live life, right? But in today's materialistic world, like we are driving crazy by any the ultimate facilities, especially the materialisms. So it is very hard to we are driving to the materialistic. So if in this way we are driving, so we lose hope on the Buddhist practice of the contentment. Like you said, I would like to, and the question was, will you mind giving us big instructions how to balance the materialism work and the Buddhist practice? Thank you.
Thank you, Vishay. Nice question. I think desire, if this is my opinion, okay? Whatever I'm saying is my opinion. Desire can be good if you use it for something positive. Like, I desire for all sentient beings to become Buddha. So that's a good desire, no? That's a good desire. I desire for everybody to be happy. That's a kind of a desire. Deva, right? Desire, to wish, right? A desire in terms of like, I don't know, I have to have this person, this woman, this man. I have to become rich. I don't care what I do, who suffers, who doesn't suffer. I don't give it, whatever. Maybe those kind of things are not very good. I think to be happy, you have to be content. Yeah? I think contentment is very important for achieving happiness. Desire can be negative and positive. It depends on how you see, how you employ it. In terms of balancing your Buddhist practices with the materialistic world, what I believe is it's okay to own things. You can buy things, you can own things. Try to buy something good that lasts long. क्या कहते हैं? क्या सस्ता रहे बार-बार, है ना? हाँ, महंगा रहे एक बार, सस्ता रहे बार-बार. Okay, so if like those who are cheap people, they'll cry all the time. Those who buy expensive, they cry once. So if you want to buy something, save money, buy something that lasts long, and take care of it. But don't be attached to it. So my thinking is, it's okay to possess, buy something nice, but don't be attached to it. Don't make this the source of your happiness or your suffering. Let's say tomorrow you buy a new car. Understand, the moment you buy a car, understand that the car is a compounded phenomenon. Yeah? And all compounded phenomena, according to the Buddha's teachings, the four seeds of the Dharma, are impermanent. And car is a huge phenomenon. It's not a small thing that you can carry in your pocket or wear it around your neck. A car is something you park outside. A rickshaw can scratch it. A dog can pee on it. I don't know. Kabutar can poop on it. Yeah, somebody can literally just break your car, steal your tires, break your windows, whatever it is. So don't make your car or your belonging the source of your suffering or the source of your happiness. Don't think like, if something happens to my car, I'm going to go crazy. Don't have that attitude. Yeah, when you buy a new phone, as soon as you buy, the unboxing, the new smell, the new touch, iPhone 17, 17 Pro, whatever. Then, as soon as you buy, you have to remind yourself, this is impermanent. Yeah? This has to wait. I can't drop it. I will put a screen guard, I will use it to make nice videos, guys, but one day maybe you might drop it. So, if you plant that in your brain, that everything is compounded phenomena, everything is impermanent, then materialistic things don't really affect your inner peace. You're okay. Gaadi ko thoda lag gaya, car is a little bit broken, so it's okay. What is the big deal? Nobody died, right? There's a small bump in your car, it's okay. You drop your phone once, okay, try not to drop it next time. Put a nice screen guard, put a nice cover, and carry it with care, I don't know. So, you should not be attached to your belongings. Even a beggar has a begging bowl. If the beggar is so attached, it will bring so much suffering to the beggar. You can be a billionaire, but not be attached to your money. Like I say, don't make your possessions possess you. Yeah? You have to possess your possessions. Don't make your possessions possess you. But that's what's happening these days. Our possessions possess us. Right? Because we're attached a hook. So when it comes to stuff, it's easy. Because the attachment goes one side. I love this phone. I don't know, because it was given to me by my father, my mother, my friend, whatever. I love it. So you put the hook onto the phone. The phone is not sentient. So it cannot say, I love you too. It cannot bring the hook back. Problem is more than materials. Problem is with humans. Humans also put a hook in you. I love you too. I miss you too. So with humans it's more tricky because there is a hook on both sides. You have attached hook to each other. So tomorrow if you want to release the hook, if that person doesn't release, it brings a lot of suffering to that person. But with material it's easier. So in conclusion, don't be attached to anything, whether it's humans or materials. But with humans you have to be more careful because there are feelings and emotions involved. So be careful with whom you relate to, with whom you make friends, with whom you go beyond friendship. Yeah, you're a lay person, so be careful. With too many friends is not good. Keep a few friends. Yeah, meet everybody, but keep very few friends, less commitments, less headaches. I guess.
Hello. Namaste. So you were a millionaire at a very young age, and you experienced highly luxurious life. Now you are living a monastic life and with a lot of wisdom. So when you when you look back at your late life back then, so what could you have done differently? Means what problems or struggles you could have solved differently? Looking back at your previous life.
Nothing. Really, nothing. I have no regrets, and I'll tell you why. I'm not lying, I'm not being, arrogant, that I've never made any mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I don't regret them because whatever I chose, I listened to my heart. I do listen to good counsel, I do listen to people's advice, but I choose which one to apply. And nowadays, I don't really ask for too much counseling, too much advice, because somebody says you should do it, another person says you shouldn't do it, and that creates confusion. Yeah, be as informed as possible for whatever choice you want to make in your life, but at the end, listen to your heart, listen to that inner voice, because at the end, you have to answer to yourself, you have to live with yourself. That person can say, I just gave you an answer, don't blame me tomorrow, right? Then you can say, I blame you because you told me not to do it, so I didn't do it. I lost so much potential to make money or become famous or whatever. Because of you, I said no to that project. Oh, you asked? Don't ask tomorrow. Don't talk to me. So you always blame that person. You were the one. Because of you, I could have become so famous, so rich, whatever. Listen to yourself. To your heart. If you made a mistake, yeah, it was a mistake, but no regrets. Because I have nobody to blame. I listen to my heart. So in that way, I really don't have any regrets. But again, I'm technically not a monk. It's a very old system in Tibetan Himalayan Buddhism. The title would be Tulku, So from a young age, we are recognized and enthroned, and basically just stamped and sent to the monastery, like a postmaster, stamped and sent to the address. No choice. Technically, you become a monk by renouncing. No. These days the system is very different. But when the Buddha was alive, people for example, like somebody like Gampopa, right? Milarepa's student, very famous. He was a physician, a doctor. He could not save his own wife and his children, something like that. I think they died of a very bad disease. He got what kind of a doctor am I? He renounced samsara. Then he became a monk. He became a follower of Milarepa. Milarepa, the same thing. He was a mass murderer. He killed 30-odd people. He didn't renounce. He didn't really become a monk, but he became a yogi, he became a dharmic practitioner. Right? So these days it's different. You ask any of these monks and nuns, these beautiful people, I would say 99% of them, they were sent to the monastery when they were young. There is a different system nowadays. It's not like they saw samsara, they saw suffering like the Buddha saw, going out of the palace, seeing the sick person, seeing the dead person, seeing the old person, then seeing, oh, samsara is bad, I should go out and find an answer. No. We were sent to the monastery when we were young. We didn't have a choice. So it's a bit different. But myself, if you ask me how can a monk make a million, become a millionaire? How can you ride these nice cars? Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Whatever, how can you post pictures in gym and this thing? So I'm technically not a monk. And in our system, we have vows to take. Gingin, Getsun, Gelong, I have the most basic vows. Because when I was young, when I was in Dzongsa Institute, Khyentse Rinpoche Institute, I had a few Rinpoche friends. I will not give their names, okay? Yeah. So they were like, let's go, let's take the Getsun vows, Gelong vows. Hey, we're going to become Dharma brothers. I said, man, are you sure what the vows mean? Whether you'll be able to observe the vows. Those are quite serious. And it might become heavy on your conscience if you break the vows. I said, I'm not ready to take the vows. I will take them one day if I feel like my life is going towards that direction. Right now, no. I'm a liberal person, I'm a very curious person. I want to explore the world, I want to explore myself, I want to discover the intricacies of human relationships, etc., etc. So for that, I need to go back into samsara, so to speak. Right? Because we were born in Nirvana, in a monastery, with Rinpoches, with teachings. No, we were actually sent to Nirvana at a very young age. So now what we're doing sometimes, honestly speaking, I don't encourage this to everybody. That is your own choice. So tomorrow don't blame me if your Khenpo or Lama tells me, hey, Palga Rinpoche is telling all our monks and nuns to go back to samsara. No. In a conscious way, maybe learn a little bit more about samsara. Speak to the chaiwala, speak to the uberwala. Sometimes live like a yogi, walk, I don't know, maybe beg, maybe try sleeping on the streets like I did. Maybe try working at a gas station, maybe try washing some dishes. Then even know the value of money, what we're dealing with. Because in a monastery, we are mostly very spoiled, to be honest with you. Yeah? Because of the grace of our gurus, of all the sponsors. Food is almost always there in a monastery. At least dal chawal is there. Timo is there, no, Samba is there. These days, I'm sure the food is really good. When I was young, I used to get beaten a lot. Like my head is like full of marks. I look like a UFC fighter if you look at my head. Seriously. Yeah? I used to be, ask the monks and nuns, right? Like if you don't get beaten one day, we feel like, today's such a nice day. Why, what happened? I didn't get beaten. So, but still, because of the grace of our gurus, we never go hungry. We actually are sent to Nirvana at a very young age. We get the highest teachings. We have the best Khenpos, we have the best lamas. We are so happy, we are so lucky. We can go around stupa anytime. We have to wake up early, go to puja. It's a privilege. But I suggest sometimes, maybe you should walk in society to the monks and nuns, understand what people go through. That will bring out empathy, ninja. Yeah? Then you will be able to understand how to perform, like compassion in action. Right? Ninja, Sinja, Tanja, Sinja. It's very easy to say. Sinja, Tanja, Dewadam, Devika, all sentient beings, all sentient beings. Okay, that's good, all sentient beings. Forget about all sentient beings, maybe talk about all your neighbors. Right? All the people, all the rickshawalas, all the chaiwalas, all the mungfaliwalas, all the beggars. Try to talk to them, empathize, see the human side, go beyond color, go beyond religion. We don't care whether it's Hindu, Muslim, no, they're human beings. Try to talk to them, man. Be a human being, touch their hearts. Then you will understand what being a monk is, what the pursuit of enlightenment is, what the essence of compassion is, the essence of the Buddhist teachings are. Then your content will become more meaningful, I think, because it will come from a very different perspective. That's your actual experience. I see some content creators, okay, sometimes it's copy-paste. Buddha said this, copy-paste. There's no value to it. From your own experience, there's emotion behind it, the way I'm talking right now, because I'm passionate about these things. There's emotion behind it and people can feel it, man. You can't fool people these days. Everything is caught in high definition, 4K, 60 FPS, 30 FPS, good mics, wireless mics, very clear sound. You can't, I'm sorry, but that B word, B-U-L-L, right? You can't do that to people these days. You can't fool people no more. You have to be honest, authentic. It doesn't matter what nice thumbnail you make, but if you're not authentic, if it doesn't come from your heart, people can detect that. They have a good meter for that bull detector, I don't want to with a stage, So, yeah, be authentic, be genuine, Yeah, and I forgot what your question was, but I'm sorry. No problem.
I know that many of you have many of you are very curious, but we can only take another one question. So please, yeah.
I don't know what is the plan after this? Any programs you have? Nothing. I'm not going to stay all night.
Oh.
It's my pleasure. You know, you have spent so much money. There's been so much effort to set up this stage. So if I can bring some value, if people are curious, if I can bring some value, I don't mind. This is my duty as a rinpoche, to serve. Yeah.
Namaste, I am from Tibet Dr. Institute. I have one question. So, everyone say be happy and don't be sad, but we are human beings. We are living in samsara. And we have sadness and happiness, both. So how can we stay balanced as the Buddha taught?
Thank you for your question. This is an honest answer to you. I think, this be happy is overrated. Seriously, this pursuit of happiness, as I call it, like, how to be happy, the meaning of happiness, the secret of happiness. Everybody from, all the podcasters on YouTube and content creators, they're all talking about this happiness, the secret to happiness. I think happiness is overrated, man. I think happiness is this, from my perspective, happiness is this euphoric emotion that you feel like, yay, I'm happy, And happiness takes a lot of effort, right? I don't know, like, what makes you happy? Like, let me ask you, what makes you happy? Tell me.
When I am with my family and
Sorry.
friends.
With
When
your
I am
family
with my
and
family
friends.
and friends.
So, see, that's an assembly, right? That's an assemblage of people, of certain people. That's an assemblage of certain people, of your family and your friends. Not me, not this not these monks, not these gentlemen, right? It has to be these specific people, your family and your friends, very specific. So it's conditional, right? So that's conditional happiness. What if something bad happens to them? You become sad. It brings you suffering, right? What if something good happens to them? You become happy. So it's conditional. So this conditional happiness is not permanent. It's not the pursuit that we're talking about in Buddhism. So in Buddhism, one very important teaching that His Eminence Rinpoche repeats all the time, the four seeds of the Dharma. All compounded phenomena are impermanent. All emotions bring suffering. All dharmas, all phenomena are empty without essence. Moksha, enlightenment is peace, not happiness. So the Buddha is never like, Buddha is not like, hey, what's up, man? Let's meditate, let's beg, let's go, Buddha is not like that. Peace. Have you ever seen the Buddha like, no, Buddha is always a bit serious, withdrawn, peace. So I think peace is what we should aspire instead of happiness. This word happiness now has become too, misrepresented, too, I think, overrated. But of course, in certain conditions, they bring you more euphoric experiences. Like when you see your friends, hey, how are you, right? But that's not permanent. This peace that we're talking is what you should actually be aspiring towards. Okay? This absence of suffering, this absence of these heightened emotions. Okay? That's why he said, all emotions, ultimately bring suffering. You should be considering Rinpoche's teaching on that. I think that's mentioned properly. NT, I think in the How It Makes You Not a Buddhist, right? Everybody should read that book. What Makes You Not a Buddhist? Like 10 times. That should be your starting Bible, In terms of suffering, it's part of our lives. Suffering is all pervasive, right? The first noble truth, the truth of suffering. Suffering is all pervasive. You can't avoid suffering. So why be scared of it? Don't overrate happiness and don't be scared of suffering also. I suffer sometimes. I suffer really badly, emotionally, physically. Sometimes when I'm deadlifting 180 kilos in Ladakh, which is not a very good idea, 3,500 meters above sea level, with very little rest, I pull my, muscle. And I'm not able to walk for a few weeks. I have to do physiotherapy. That brings a lot of pain. But, well, it's part of my life. You have a body, I'm pulling weight. So there is the to suffer. So why be afraid of suffering? If I'm afraid of suffering, I will never be able to deadlift 180 kilos, right? So don't be scared of suffering, man. Like today we went around the stupa many times. We met so many lovely people. By the time when we got back, because I was wearing chappal, my feet were a little bit tired, So that was a good experience, but I suffered. So whatever you do, it will bring you suffering. Even chanting mantras will dry your mouth, make you sleepy. In the puja, ask the monks and nuns, especially after lunch. Oh, there's so much suffering, you feel so sleepy. Your belly is full of dal chawal, it's warm, and dum, dum. And if the om says that, So, it's like, I think one of the sleep meditations you can call it. People who have problem sleeping, you come to our pujas, especially after lunch. I challenge you, if to stay awake. You can't. And even chanting, there's so much suffering. You feel like, if I can just stay awake, I'll be happy. So suffering is part of our life. I'm just joking a little bit, but you know what I mean? Everything, even accumulating mandala, doing prostration, it's full of suffering. It's not an easy task. So suffering is part of your life. So don't be afraid of suffering. And I think happiness is overrated. I think instead aim for peace. I aim for peace. So I meet people, I love meeting people, but then I also like to be alone sometimes with my dog, Choco. I like to talk to my dog, I like to play with him, just be alone, that brings some peace to me. So yeah, that's
So, I know that many of you really want to talk with Rinpoche, but as an organizer, we really want to make sure that you have, tomorrow is the last day, and we really want to make sure that you have an amazing day. So we're going to have a small meeting after this. So Rinpoche is going to stay with us for tomorrow as well. So I can take 2 questions, and then you can personally reach out to Rinpoche today, or after this, or tomorrow as well. And I'm seeing very, very many hands now. I'll go with Yash.
Julie Rinpoche, thank you. So my question is how to build full trust in Bodhisattva Tara? That's the only question. Thanks a lot.
how to what?
How to build full trust in the Bodhisattva Tara? How full trust?
I don't know, that's a very odd question. Myself, I am strongly connected to Tara because ever since I went to the monastery at the young age of 8, we wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the first thing we do is Toncho, Jona Sati Tara practice. So it's something by karma, you can call it. I've been practicing Tara ever since I've opened my eyes. So it's the first thing I do in the morning. Even now in Ladakh, when I'm free sometimes, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, doesn't matter how cold it is, I go outside, I take Choco out for susu. While he's doing his susu, I play with him a little bit, and I just chant Tara. Sometimes I record on my Instagram, and I like to send the good vibes to the whole world. Right? I have that by nature, and my favorite color is green. I love green, man. Like my pop socket is green, my mala is green, I think even my vest is green. I don't want to tell you the color of my underwear and my socks. Well, you can guess the color. Okay, since we're trying to be honest here. My room, which I freshly painted, where is it? No, Jigmet, he painted, one of my followers. Jigmet there, he painted my room. He's one of my most dedicated followers. I love this guy. Thank you so much, Jigmet. Guess what color? Green, but not the Pakistani green, okay? I'm a nationalist, I'm a patriot, I'm a Deshbhakt. So I try to err more on the darker side so that people just don't open my door and say, hey, this is the Pakistan, no. It's olive green, yeah? So, I have this thing with green, man. And I love Tara, I love what she represents. I love her representation, her right hand, giving dhan. Mudra, dhan mudra, she's giving you whatever we wish fulfillment. Her left hand protection, she protects us. Her right leg, very curiously, is slightly extended so that she can jump from a throne, like a mother. Have you ever seen a mother eat at a restaurant? Are you married? No, hopefully soon, yeah? Do you wish to get married?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't judge you. You can have, a husband also, We live in a modern society. Okay. I'm a follower of Shakya. I love him, I respect him, so I've learned from him not to be sectarian, not to judge people, so I don't judge you, man. I love you the way you are. I can even call you it if you want, or they. So the answer to they is that, I'm sorry. The answer to you is that, like if you see a mother eating in a restaurant, yeah, the child is eating, right? So the mother is always ready to jump, almost, she's eating, but her eyes, one eye is on the child always, okay, and one eye is on the husband. Okay, one eye is on the child, the right eye is on the child, but the stronger eye. The weaker eye is on the husband, just to make sure, he's not texting somebody, Instagram doesn't matter, no. So, what is liking, what is not liking, kya hata diya, kya chipa diya. So, I have a strong connection to Tara. I like what she represents. I feel warmth when I chant Tara. Like today when we ran on the Stupa, I chanted Tara so many times. And she was kind enough to introduce to me that this is the same Tara that Atisha brought. Right? And imagine the blessings, man. I just felt so connected. Even now I can feel it in my heart. I can feel my heart rate going up just thinking about Tara. I love that. I don't know, maybe I'm Tara inside. I have no idea, man. Maybe I'm there. I don't know. Yeah. So I have this connection to Tara, very profound. How do you develop bodhicitta or connection to Tara? I think that's very karmic. But maybe try to learn more about Tara. Try to read about her. Try to practice her practices. Maybe join. Where is Deepa? Raise your hand, please. Join Tara Club. Talk to Deepa here. Yeah. With the blessings of Shakya Rinpoche, there is this beautiful group called Tara Club. Everybody should join. Yeah. Just to let you know, I will also be providing my assistance to the best of my ability to grow it. Yeah. I'll be working very closely with Deepa and her friends. So practice Tara, and it doesn't have to be Tara itself. You can be connected to any bodhisattva. And because we're human, sometimes we shouldn't be choosy. We should practice all of them. But because we're humans, we have our favorites. We're humans. I love Avalokiteshvara. I do his mantra, his practices all the time. Manjushri also. I'm supposed to be the reincarnation, the emanation of Vajrapani, the bodhisattva of power. Maybe that's why I like gym and but it kind of makes sense. But still, I love Tara, man. I have this, my Ishta Devi, my Idam is Tara. That's it. Like I feel so complete when I think of Tara. I don't feel scared. I don't feel like I need anything. I feel this sense of completion with Tara. But that's a personal thing. And how you can establish that connection, I think it's very karmic and very circumstantial.
First of all, good evening to everyone, and thank you so much, organizers, to give me this last but not the least chance to meet. For me, my question is, I have one of case before 2 years that there is one family who is showing on Instagram. They are very happy in their life. They are doing very chill kind of things. And one at that end point where a story came out, that actual story is different one. And also one case is there where you meet someone on social media. People also show that yes, I'm doing very like rocking kind of things, but when actually you meet that person in front of you, that person is not that one whom you met on like social platforms. For me, I actually believe that try to express, not to impress. So I just wanna like ask your point of view on it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. No, you should not lead a double life. Because you must have seen so many reels, for example, because I'm into the gym thing, right? So you see lots of women doing squats with big bottoms, big breasts, but you know that they're putting a lot of silicone, they remove it, the breasts and everything, they're walking in a very different way. So not everything is real. So these days, I think many people have a trust issue with what they see on social media. Now, thanks to AI, it's getting worse. Now you don't know whether it's an UFO, UAP, whether it's America, Afghanistan, you have no idea what's happening where. Whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, whether it's a fish man, whether it's a flying saucer, you have no idea, man. Really, things are becoming very confusing. So in this world, I think that's why authenticity, less of this, this kind of thumbnails, and more of like authentic. I think that's at least my perspective. I think you should be more authentic. You should be more raw. I think that's really starting to appeal to many people. I've seen some metrics, and this is growing. People are tired of the perfectly curated, social media posts. They're leaning more towards raw. Somebody just plonking their phone or their DJI or whatever, Pocket 3 on a tripod and saying, hey man, what's up? So blah blah blah. I had this experience, no hooks, nothing, just being raw. So I think there is an audience for that. I'm not saying this is the way to become successful. Of course, you can learn so many things, but authenticity is now, highly valued on social media. I would do the same thing, man. I mean, like what I'm reading, I like to follow some channels. My channels are very niche. You won't find them interesting, but I like to follow channels where people are just talking, in a very friendly way, like this and that, what's up, just talking in a very conversational way. And I like to just watch it sometimes, but most of the time I like to just lock it, put my earphones, and doing something, I like to listen to them. So authenticity is of big value. I never think you should lead double lives, like what she said. That's exactly why, I try to post as much as possible about my personal self onto the internet, so that people don't think that I'm fooling them. Like she said, what I saw online is not what I got. What you see is what you get. We see we, right? The programming thing. We see we. What you see is not what you get. You see something different, this perfectly curated world, but in real life, you're different. Now, recently I saw this post by this, I think Chinese, the Asian influencer, and she was using beauty filter. And she had been fooling people for so many years. But there was a glitch. I don't know, because of something, there was a glitch, and all of a sudden she lost the beauty filter. Oh my God, she looked very scary. I was like, what the? I was watching her, what the? Seriously, please search it. It's so scary. I mean, come on, man. Tomorrow if you meet that lady in her, filtered post, she looks very beautiful. She looks like a doll. The Chinese, they're like this, I don't know, I never find them appealing. I don't know what's up with that. But she looks like a doll. But when they filtered, there was a glitch, problem in the software, and you saw, it's scary. Yeah, so be authentic, be genuine. Don't worry about your wrinkles or your makeup. Oh, we're not doing, I mean, of course you should get relevant, right? Clean your nose trails a little bit, whatever small, mustache, few, grass or mustache you have. Like, make sure that you're presentable, listen, hello guys, how are you? Just make sure that you're presentable. Otherwise tomorrow, like some of my social media posts, I posted, and afterwards I see that there's a big blotch of my sunscreen coming off, and I'm like, oh my God, I should have seen that. Sometimes in some of my posts, I can see like, I don't know, something on my hair, like some thread or something. So yeah, just be presentable, but don't fake it. Be authentic, be genuine. Be kind, be honest to yourself, be honest to your audience. They are spending hours with you, and that's the most valuable thing, more than money, the time. We are not, asking for nothing. We're asking them for the most valuable thing, their time that they could have spent with their loved ones, earning money, doing some dharma. No, they're spending the time because they trust you with your content. They always watch it till the end. So don't break the trust, and especially for us, because we are Buddhist creators. And I pray for all of you to grow. I pray for all of you to have millions of followers. I also pray for all of you to become rich. I really do, because money is important. Money is necessary. I pray that you will have your own foundations, your own gompas, your own nunneries, your own monasteries, your own samkhang, your own dukhang. I pray that you will bring more people to the Dharma. Indians, Americans, Australians, Japanese, Chinese, more people to the Dharma. I pray that the activities of, your dharmic activities will grow. I pray that you carry forward the lineage of your gurus. Nyingma, Kagyupa, Gerupa, Sakyapa, doesn't matter. We're all Buddhist. Yeah? And we are so fortunate to live in this era where we have this beautiful thing called smartphone. It can be addictive, but this is up to you. No, you're not sentient. Like, you're not an animal, you're not a sentient, no. Sometimes just put down. Understand that screen time is becoming too much. It's not good for you. So give it a rest. Try to be original, because you're always constantly checking reels, doom scrolling. Your creativity stops, right? So being bored, having an empty space sometimes is very good for your creativity. So leave your phone at your tasha, in your room. Go for kora, do some cha. New ideas will pop up, new inspirations. Think of Tara, right? Think of Chenrezi, Avalokiteshvara. Don't think from a intellectual, mental perspective. Think from an emotional perspective. Yeah, feel Tara, feel Avalokiteshvara, feel His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. When you watch his videos, try to feel his energy. Tilgu Khenze's teachings. Zonsa Khenze Rinpoche. Yeah, his beautiful way of expressing, with his hand on his forehead sometimes, dressed in such interesting ways. It's never boring, man. Sometimes with a lightsaber, you never know what you're going to get. I am a bit consistent. I always like to dress the same, because consistency, but I take great ease. I don't have the guts to do what he does, But be authentic, be kind. I pray for all of you. Thank you so much for listening to my rubbish. Listening to my nonsense for now more than 1 hour, for giving me your valuable time and attention. I want to thank the entire team at this beautiful Buddhist Creators Convention for inviting me all the way from Ladakh, not only me, but also my two Shakis. Thank you so much for inviting me to GTA.